All right, Pirate fans, welcome out to the PC podcast, episode number 29. It's Wednesday evening. I've got my crew in full effect. We're all back for another episode of Rockport-Fulton Pirate football. Today, my guest, we're doing something a little different now. We've got one 2021 Rockport-Fulton Pirate varsity player that'll be joining us for the first part of the podcast. We'll be talking. Crew will have some questions, and we'll be talking about a famous run that he had scrimmage. It's been all over social media. I just kind of wanted to put the face with the guy that had that famous run, and so we'll talk to him for a few minutes here at the start of the podcast. And then I also have two coaches from our football team, Coach Elizondo and Coach Vela. I'll introduce them. I said their names, but I'll introduce them here in just a minute. We'll be talking Rockport-Fulton Pirates defense, specifically our secondary today, which is the corners and the safeties. And we'll also be talking a bit of special teams. So before I get to our guest, I'll introduce my crew. I guess Big T, Tony Pena. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man. Glad to be here and have another podcast.
Yeah, are you ready to talk some football today?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, we've been talking a lot of football, man. We on Mondays we started another podcast called The Gridiron 64, and that's every Monday. So we're gonna be talking a lot of football, volleyball throughout the week. So it's gonna be kind of tiring for us, but we're having a lot of fun. Next member, the coach, Steve Cantu. Coach, how you doing?
Blessed, brother. Happy to be here.
All right, and then of course, last but not least, we got the main man of the podcast, Mr. The Z-Man, Mr. Johnny Zavala. Johnny, how you doing?
Doing good.
All right. And then, of course, like I said, we're going to start our podcast. We have Rockport-Fulton varsity football player. I don't know your number, but his name is Kaden Kennedy. Kaden, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right, Kaden. Thank you for taking some time to join us here on the podcast. As I said at the start of the podcast, you had a famous run. I say it's a famous run because you're all over social media, and my voice is attached to that run. I got really excited, and I didn't know they were going to take it, and people were going to be seeing it outside of just a few that kind of go live and watch it on GT Sports. But hey, it got big, and I just kind of wanted to put the face with that run. And so thank you for joining us. We'll have a couple of questions for you, and I'll start off kind of with Tony. Tony, do you have any questions for Kaden?
Yeah, I just wanted for you to let us know. I know in youth football you were here in Rockport because I remember I was one of your coaches, and somewhere along the way you moved away and you came back. Where did you move to?
What that is Texas.
Okay, so that puts you playing where?
In between Beeville and Kennedy.
No, I'm saying where. So did you play football there?
Oh,
were you,
yeah.
Yeah. What school?
Pettis.
Oh, Pettis. Okay, I didn't know Pettis had a school. I thought it was either Beeville or Kennedy. Okay, so you played at Pettis. All right, and that was junior high.
Junior high all the way to freshman year.
Freshman. All right, cool. Well, we're glad you came back, man. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Kaden, and I got to tell you, because I've passed through Pettis, right? It's like a Dairy Queen and the post office, right?
Yeah. Yes,
something
sir.
like that, right? There might be another little country store there somewhere, but yeah, wow. Yeah, I did. I was talking to a girl that plays softball there, and I said, they have a softball team there? She goes, yeah, Gabriel, we do have a softball team. Because I was like, man, okay. So that's great that somebody else that we know now played over at Pettis. Coach, you got a question for Kaden?
Well, first off, son, I'd like to say welcome home, right? Welcome back. We are damn glad that you came back to Rockport and played for us Pirates. And I think I'm going to steal the big question. I think I do. I mean, I know Johnny's going to come behind me, and then we got Gabriel, but you know, I want you to walk me through the huddle. I mean, start from the huddle, give me the play call, and take me through the line of scrimmage. I want to know what's in the head.
So the huddle is just 349. It's either 349 or 349 going on, and that's me. And Joe, I remember Joe saying, "Here's your time to shine." And then
What? That's cool.
Yeah. And then we get down. I get in my stance. I get the ball, and I'm running through, and I turn the corner. and it's just a safety, and I eat it up when I see like smaller DBs or just any DBs. I eat it up, and I turn the corner. I just lower my shoulder, and that's pretty much how it happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I seen the other day. I don't know where the numbers are right now, but I was on. You were over 8,000 views in just like 4 or 5 days of it being up there. I don't know how long it took McAllister to get it up, but I mean, I saw it up there, and I seen the amount of views it was getting. And of course, you get all the naysayers in the comments, and it's kind of cool. I like reading that, the back and forth that they talk about the play and this, that, or the other. So that's cool. I'm glad you're getting a little, some shine there. I love the way you run the ball. I personally am pulling for you. I know it's crowded back there in that backfield, but I love the way you run with the energy and the power and the enthusiasm. So I'm so looking forward to a great season for you, son. Great job.
Thank you.
Johnny?
Yes, that was an awesome run, buddy. I loved it. Once you get a full steam ahead, man, you're there's no slowing you down. I like backs like you. I've always looked up to backs like you.
Literally.
Yeah. You're not one that'll like 80-90% of running backs do. Once they make contact, they collapse their legs. You're totally different. You hit and you just keep going right through them. You don't hit and land on them. You pretty much go through them, and that's the way I always try to teach kids. You go through them. Don't make contact on them. Make contact behind them. And
Yes,
that's your that's the thing I noticed you have in your head and stuff like that. So I love that run, and hopefully we see a lot more of that. One thing I wanted to ask you is I wanted to throw somebody under here. I don't know if it's true, if it's possible or not, or if this question's out there. Are you a returner on any of the special teams?
No, sir.
Man, as a runner like that, why not, coach?
No comment.
He's on silent.
I got him on some stuff this year.
That's a man. Yeah, I don't know, man. Have him open field out there, exploding through some runners trying to get downfield. I think somebody will win that challenge. But
oh
hey,
yeah,
you said you would take any question, anything under us.
yes, sir.
All right, that's all I got, Gabriel.
All right. Hey, Kaden. Yeah, congratulations again, man. This is what we do here on the Pirates Cove. We want to shine some light. We never know what's going to happen. We're just getting to the point where we're streaming the games. Streaming for the football games, and not just the varsity, but we'll be down there tomorrow to stream the JV. We can't do the freshmen because they're going to be playing at different places, right? But when they're there, same thing with our volleyball. To be able to show our community the type of athletes that we have, because I've always said, Rockport, we have talent here every year, and I'm glad that we were able to record that game. You had a big play, and then McAllister ended up putting it together for you, and this is what we talk about. Our athletes, and when they shine, we need to be there, not only for the Rockport community, right? But I'm talking about for the world to see, right? And it's just, so it was a great run, and I'm glad that people are getting to see the talent that we have here. My question is a little different for you than the run. I want to get your thoughts on the 2021 season, right? So you had your 2 scrimmages. How well do you think you guys did against Ray and Miller?
Against Ray, I feel like we were executing like better than we did against Miller. Like we had more enthusiasm and we had like more get after it. But then during Miller, whenever they started chipping away at us, like at our mentality and stuff, that's when like we really started to pick it up and start going and start moving and start just like executing our plays and our talking and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Aranza's pass, they want to. If there's one team on that schedule that they want to beat, it's the Rockport-Fulton Pirates, and that's been something that's been going on way back when I was in school. And we really haven't wiped them out like I thought we could. I've always thought the last few years, of course, we were the better team, but we've kind of hung around. They played us tough first half. I mean, last couple of years, we get it together and we beat them, but we don't blow them out. Or at least we haven't the last maybe 3 years or so. But this year, I think we're going to blow them out. I just think we're just hitting on also. Our defense is a lot better, I think, this year. The experience that we have. We had Coach Robbins, and he talked about maybe this is the best 7 that we've had here in Rockport in a long time. Our offense is full of players. I mean, you run the ball, Chupi, Devin, Luke. We passed the ball now with Ace back there. We got receivers, Gibby, Ian. I mean, we're loaded. So my expectation is that we're going to really put it to Ranz's pass. Your thoughts on this season? You've got 3 Valley teams coming in. What we know about the Valley teams is they're always tough, man. They Port Isabel, Rio Hondo, and Raymondville. Those are tough guys. They come in with a good team pretty much every year. Then, of course, you got Sinton. So to get to the district, I just wanted to get your thoughts as a player on the upcoming season.
My thoughts on it are we're just going to have to be firing off on all 4 cylinders all the time. Just going more than 100% every rep in practice and every play in game. And it's just going to have to flow. You just have to have a good flow of motion going.
And I think you guys will. We had John Chupi on before the season started, and the one thing he talked about was depth. He said, "Man, this team's got depth. We got guys on that sideline that can come in at any time and make some plays for us." And we're already seeing that in scrimmage, right? We're already seeing players like yourself that's coming in at any notice. So hopefully we'll stay healthy all season, because I think we need that to make that deep playoff run and get that district title. But if something's to happen, we're deep, and it's going to be good for us as we continue to progress through the season, man. So I'll tell you what, Kaden, thank you for spending some time with us, man. I really appreciate it. Hey, let me ask you, what's your number? Well, what's going to be your number? Because I know scrimmage, I wear different numbers, but what's going to be your number on the field?
I'm going to wear number 2.
All right, Coach Elizondo is going to be introducing the roster here for us in a minute, but. All right, that's great. And Kaden, thank you for spending some time with us. We look forward to bringing you back before the season ends with a set of another group of guys. So I'll be expecting an invitation from the Pirates Cove podcast. Just want to take a few minutes to talk to you about the run and get your thoughts on the season. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, man, and we'll see you on Friday.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. And that was one of our running backs, Kaden Kennedy, playing tough. He had a huge run. If you haven't seen it, go to Dave Campbell Facebook. Look up plates a few minutes, a few seconds. It was a great run, and he just kind of explained what was in his mind, what his thoughts when he got the ball, and what he saw. So it's great. We looked for this kid to make a big plays for us this year. So now we're going to turn things over to our coaches. As I said, we invited 2 coaches to come in. One of them has been on the podcast before with us, and the other one, it's his first time. So I'll introduce Coach Tudi Elizondo. He's also our head baseball coach, but he's an assistant here with our football team. He's been at Rockport for a while. Coach Elizondo, how you doing this evening?
Good, I'm good.
All right,
say
thank
it
you.
3 times because that's Johnny Z's thing.
Yeah, hey, Coach, we're gonna make something of that. We're gonna do something. We're gonna have a T-shirt or something. We're gonna have something bad. Something's
Yeah,
gonna come
put on
out
the
of
back
this.
of the Pirate Cove shirt or something.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's already in the works. People have been telling me about it. And Coach Elizondo, he coaches our safeties. So we're going to be definitely talking defense today. And then the other coach is Coach Jesus Vela. He's our coach. He coaches the cornerbacks on defense, and he's also our special teams coach. Coach Vela, how you doing this evening?
Good, guys. How you?
Doing great, Coach. Both of y'all, thank you for spending some time with us. I know you guys had a long day today at school, and then, of course, just getting out of practice. So the Cove really appreciates you guys taking some time to join us here on the podcast. So, Coach, I'm going to pass it over to my guys. They got some questions to ask you guys about our 2021 football season. Coach Steve, I'll go to you first. What do you got for the coaches?
Well, first, fellas, I want to welcome you both back. Our Coach Elizondo, welcome back to the Cove, and Coach Vela. Very, very pleased to meet you in this forum. I see you guys every day. I'm that crazy dude in the black truck that sits there every freaking day. That's me. So anyway, hey, I see you guys out there in the field. I see the energy you guys carry and the passion you guys both have for your defensive players. I see emotions come out from time to time, when you're getting on the guys when they're out of position. I, for one, truly enjoy watching a coach in his element and really a master of their craft and understanding the breakdowns of the play and being able to explain that to the kids. So there's a lot to be said to that. I mean, it's more than just a holler, and you got to really break it down. And I've been there long enough that I've heard you guys break down, busted coverages to the boys to a way that they understand and get themselves in better positions. So you guys, I just want to thank you for the excellent job that you guys are both doing on the field, first and foremost. And now I want to tell you our part. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. So I mean, Coach, I'm gonna start off with Coach Chewy, Coach Vela. We're gonna talk a little bit about their cornerbacks and their cover capabilities. What could you say that maybe one does a little better than the other? What elements do your cornerbacks bring to the game?
Well, we got a lot of speed.
Yeah.
The guys that we put there on the outside, I mean, they can run. They're a little more physical than I've had before. They like to get up there in the nitty gritty. I got one on one side who, if you let him, he'll get in your head all night, and he'll talk and talk and talk and talk all night. It don't matter how many times they catch it on his side, he's going to continue to talk and get in your head. And that's a big plus, because in my opinion, in order for you to play in the secondary, whether you're a safety or you're a corner, you have to play with amnesia, which means it doesn't matter if they caught it on you, a deep ball, a short ball, or whatever. You're always getting ready for the next play, and as long as my guys get that mentality, I think we're gonna be just fine. Like I said, I mean, we got some speed. We understand the coverages, so we know where we need to be. We play our responsibilities, and we try not to do too much. When you try and do too much, it's when you're probably going to get burned or something's going to happen. So we try and stay within ourselves and play to the best of our ability.
Yeah. Hey, well, of course, I've been here a while. I've seen those two guys grow up from a young age, and it's funny that nothing's really changed for that guy that you're talking about. Nothing's ever changed for him. Hey, that was the same guy when he was 9. That's the same kid. Only he was about 3 feet shorter. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool that the kid has never really changed his personality. On the field, he loves to play. You could see the energy and the enthusiasm that he plays with. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Coach Elizondo, I'm gonna take me back to the Miller game, and specific. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a bit. Well, we'll talk about it anyway. Take me to the final quarter, the full quarter that we were playing. Talk to me about the coverage scheme that you guys were in, and kind of break down that play, if you will.
Well, it's an early scrimmage, and so we just don't put a whole lot in. We don't want to, every team that we play is going to get every film on us and see what we do and how we play certain receivers and certain schemes that they come out with. So, we had already set ourselves up to be, let's see what our boys have. Let's see how they can compete against a really skilled position team, and we just wanted to see how they could come out and let's see if they can cover man, or if we're in a zone coverage, let's see if the two on the same side can cover the two skilled kids, or if they came out in trips and we ran some stuff, and that play, when they scored, we were actually in good position. The kid just made a great catch. He went up, I wish we had some taller kids. I wish we had some kids that, that's the thing. When you play against skilled, tall receivers, your technique and everything that you do as a secondary guy, you have to be in good position. And if you go back and look at it, we were in really good position with our corner and our safety. And he just brought it in. I mean, he brought it in with his left hand and he made a good catch. And hats off to him, and the things that happen after the play and everything after that, our boys were talking on the sidelines. They were saying, oh, I was right there, and if I would have done this, and coach, I could have done this, and that's what we do. That's what you play the game for. You try to tell your boys, and me and Coach Vela stressed this to them, just don't let it happen again. That's what we kind of tell them. You got to flush things and you got to let it go, and you say, okay, don't let it happen again. You saw what you did. You kind of read it and see what's going to happen, and that's what we did with that part, because the game's got to keep going on. You can't just stay on that play, and you got to continue to play, because those skilled players that are good aren't going nowhere. They're going to keep going to them. So you got to be able to adjust.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I think that I could hear reverb. I think that our secondary, our coverage, our defensive backs, our cornerbacks, I think we've talked about it here on the podcast. It's going to pay a big dividends this year. I think we're going to play a big role. Your group of kids is going to play a major role. I mean, obviously, we're all got that one date circled on our calendar, that sitting game. I think that's going to be huge. And when I went to make my pick, that's exactly what I said. I said it's gonna, this defensive backfield is going to take us where we need to go. It's got to come from this group right here. So, I mean, obviously, we know, the offense gets all the bells and whistles, and they get all the glory, but defense gets the chicks, man. And I think they're going to make enough plays to to get us over that hump, to get us past Sinton. So I'm looking forward to big things, and I just want to say you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Thank you.
Yes.
Tony.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna make this real easy. Thank y'all again for coming on. So just real quick, I just want to comment on kind of what Steve was asking y'all about with the coverage. I will say that the boys, the boys fought hard, and they had to cover those receivers for a long period of time. It was really tough to get back there. I mean, they had 300-pound linemen. You know what I mean? So our D line is good. Our D line is good, and I have a lot of faith in them. But that they might not see another offensive line like that. And I'm not saying that they didn't do great, because they did, but that quarterback had a little bit more time than those defensive line will give anyone else. So I think that those cover guys did a good job for as long as they had to cover for. So I just wanted to say that real quick. So I'm gonna go to Coach Elizondo first with my first question. So we know you're the baseball coach. We said that already. How long have you been helping out on the football squad?
Just in Rockport, or my whole career?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's say your experience total, and then in Rockport.
Okay. This is my 19th year of coaching football and baseball. Yeah. The first 5 years I was in Gregory Portland, and I coached at the junior high. But at the same time, they had a defensive coordinator named Coach McKinney, who came with us to Rockport, and I had to help him with outside linebackers. So I did that for 5 years. And then I was able to come home to Ingleside and I did the defensive line. And I did the defensive line for 4 years. And after I left there, I went to Robstown for 2 years. And that's where I fell in love with the secondary. I became the secondary coach by myself. I had the corners and the safeties by myself. And I really enjoyed that because I think I knew a lot about the front seven. And I kind of knew what the back end had to learn and how it all comes together. And then in 2000 this is my 8th year in Rockport. And so when I came to Rockport, Coach McKinney was the defense coordinator and I did middle linebackers. And so I did middle linebackers for 5 years. And then the last 3 years with Coach Robbins as the defense coordinator, he went to middle backers and I told him that I would do safeties because I love the secondary. I love it. I mean, you can see the field from the safety spot. At the same time, I'm always looking for that linebacker that can run, and I'll put him. We'll as a coaching staff, we end up putting someone like that at safety, and I think that really helps us because then you don't have to worry about it if a team's run first. You have that strong safety that can come downhill and hit. And case in point, kind of like George Maribel did last year. He was huge on that. You know, so we're always looking for players that are like that, a strong safety and a free safety. So I've been at Rockport 8 years doing the defensive side.
So, did you ever play high school football? If you did, what position?
Yeah, I played middle linebacker at Ingleside. I was there with Bubba Jackson, which he ran the ball pretty well. And I was there and I played middle linebacker and I played receiver. And but I wasn't a big kid. I was probably about 5'8", 145, 150. So I knew once. I did know though, once you become a coach in Texas football, you got to know how to coach football. And I love football. I love it. I love it as much as I love baseball. They're both even to me. You know, I bring the same energy that I have for baseball to the football field because I just enjoy the Friday night lights. I enjoy the whole week of preparing a team to do what we've done for the last 8 years in Rockport, and it's an enjoyable and great memories.
Yeah, absolutely, and it does show on the field, and like Coach Steve said, you know, in practice, you know, we see the enthusiasm, we see the energy that you have with the kids, so it does show. We appreciate that, Coach. So the last question. If you have an answer, if you don't have an answer, I don't know. Just tell me what you think. So, you know, I know Carson was one of the starting safeties last year. Do you have anyone in mind that's going to fill that other spot this year? Do you already have someone? Because I've seen a few different guys back there. So do you have someone already that you're going to say, boom, he got the spot?
It's a toss up. I mean, it all depends on personnel that we face. It comes down to what they can do well. Right now, we're lucky to have more than just one person. Right now, Wyatt Bone is starting, and he does a great job for us at safety. He's more of the hitter. He's the strong safety right now. And at the same time, though, he can go to corner, and he can be a physical corner that we need. And so me and Coach Vela work well there because he can get in at corner, and then I can slip somebody in there like a Kaden Kennedy if he's not running the ball, and he can become the strong safety. But we got a couple of surprises that we have. Steve probably knows because he's gone to practice, but we got a kid back there right now that is hungry. And when you have a hungry kid, it feeds competition. And to me, that is the best thing you can have in the secondary is when you have several kids who are wanting that spot. And I think that's what's going to make us really good back there.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I know we had asked Robbins that whenever we had interviewed him this summer about George, because George definitely was a big player on that defense, you know what I mean, and you know he's graduating off to doing, you know, better things. But man, and we asked him about it, and he said it was hard to replace somebody like him. You know, not just about the skill that he brings, but about the leadership that he brings. So since I brought that up, do you see someone out there that's trying to take up that leadership on the defense?
Oh, yeah.
Coach Robin spoke very highly about George last year doing that.
Yeah, definitely. And the secondary side, I'll talk more about a leader in the secondary. Carson Flores learned from George. We were hesitant about Carson playing the free safety last year, just because you put him back there, you just don't know what you're going to get. And he earned his stripes when we scrimmaged Tidehaven, and they had a running back that came at him probably the second play of the game, and he went right at him, and Carr didn't back up, and I told myself I said, there's our other safety. And so him and George really connected well. And when you have a player that's a junior and learns from a senior and sees how his demeanor is back there in the secondary, now he's a senior, Carson, and you can tell him, hey, now it's your time to take that role. And so he takes it on, and with him and Wyatt and Kaden and all those guys back there, I let them communicate. Like Steve said, we're back there yelling and we're doing things and we're telling them what they're doing wrong, but there's times where me and Coach Vela will sit back and say, all right, this is your time. You help them out. If they mess up, you tell them what they're doing wrong. And that kind of helps out. And Carson's been that guy right now for me in the secondary that has really stepped up, and I enjoy it.
All right, Coach Vela. We know that you help out with the baseball team as well. How long have you and Coach Elizondo been working together?
We've been together since I came back to Rockport. So this is my 7th year back. So we've been working together since then. When I came back, I got hired to do football and baseball. So we were both assistants with Coach Howell, and then Coach Tootie took over, and now I'm his assistant. So it's been about 7 years.
All right. So basically the same amount of time he's been here almost. He said he'd been here 8. So
yes,
that's
sir.
good. And did you play high school football? And if you did, where at? In what position?
Yes, sir. I played football in San Diego, Texas, not California. I was a running back, a receiver, and then on the defensive side, I was a strong safety.
The Vaqueros?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
All right.
that's
Hey,
Gabriel's
hold
favorite
on.
team right there.
That's right. Just hold up here just a minute, Coach Vela. We have another podcast called the Gridiron 64, right? That we do every Monday. It's our first year, and we've got a lot of things going on there. We're going to bring some other guys in from different areas. And week 1 they were on we have 9 games on that schedule, right? And we have 1 game of the week, and we have a state game that we pick. And San Diego made it on the Gridiron 64 schedule, right? So all my whole crew went George West, and I said, nah, I'm gonna show some love to the Vaqueros. I'm tell you something, them guys over there, they're no joke, man. They're no joke. And so I was the only one that picked the Vaqueros. And I'm telling you, Coach, they're gonna win on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna beat George West on Friday. But these guys,
Oh, yes, sir.
we
I
went up
agree.
on them. Right.
Yes,
All right.
sir,
So we got
I
a
agree.
Vaquero in the house, man. All right.
Yeah, we got one.
Hey, what year did you graduate? Real quick.
I
Coach Vela?
graduated in 1997.
So I would have just missed playing against you because I graduated 2002. So
Okay.
I played for Westoso, but we did play San Diego a few times.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. San Diego, and okay, that's it, man. That's all I got, Gabriel. Thank you, Coach Vela. Thank you, Coach
Yes,
Elizondo.
sir.
Sir.
Johnny, you're up.
All righty, Coach Vela. Are you the type of coach that likes to kick off or receive for an opening game?
Well,
And explain
being that
why.
I'm a defensive coach, I love to kick off. This way, the defense is on first. I believe that we set the tone, and then we just let the offense do whatever they need to do afterwards.
Man, is there speaking of kickoff, is there a strategy as far as what type of players you like on the kickoff team?
Yes, sir. I mean, number one, some speed would be great. If you have the combination of speed and like to hit, like Mr. Kennedy likes, those are the type of guys that will be on the kickoff. Now, the kicker that we have is pretty good. So if he can just kick it in the end zone every time, that'll make my job a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw what Kennedy can do on exploding people. I like to see him blow through some walls, man. I'll be keeping an eye on him on that. How speaking of the field goal kicking off, how confident are you with our field goal kicker?
I'm real confident in our kicker. With Cristobal being a sophomore, last year he did great things for us as a freshman. It's a tough position to play. If they put you in a situation, you're either going to win the game or lose the game. But he takes it all in stride. And this year he's gotten a lot stronger in the off season. He's kicking the ball a lot further than he was last year. So, I'm real confident that if we have the opportunity to kick a 40, 45-yard field goal, I got all the confidence in the world that he can do that.
I think he has everybody's confidence. After seeing him last year, I mean, it's just great watching that kid kicking through the end zone, man. It's just like exactly what you just said. It makes the job a lot easier, man.
Oh, yes, sir.
I love kickers like that. You don't see too many at the high school level doing that.
No, sir.
Elizondo, how deep are we with our safeties? Speaking of the safeties,
Right now we're too deep. We have a couple of, like Kaden. Right now it's Carson and Wyatt, and then you have Kaden. You have a kid named sophomore named Nate Blanford, who can be back there with and replace Carson if needed. And then we have maybe one or two that are learning the position that, like I had said earlier, they're hungry for competition and getting on the field. So right now we're 3 deep. We're 2 to 3 deep in the secondary as far as safeties.
That's nice to hear. It's hard to keep these guys. What do you call it? Some rest, in between, especially a team like Miller. I just love to throw. So hopefully they get enough confidence, enough playing ability. That way you can trust them more against the sitting game, because I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of passing with them too. So coming into this Aransas game, what kind of field day are our safeties going to have against Aransas?
Well, we watched some film, and the boys are doing well with that. You read your keys, you make sure you're in the right position. You don't get too overconfident seeing things, but I'd love to see my safeties go get the ball. And I told them, I said, this week is a challenge for us to go get the ball and be able to make some plays and make it easier for the offense if we can get 2 or 3 turnovers just for my safeties. I'm not talking about my corners, just talking about the safeties as far as them getting 2 to 3. That'd be awesome.
Oh man, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I like to see defensive turnovers. I'm the same way. I've always been special teams defensive guy. I think those 2 win the ball games. Really, tell you the truth, they set up the tone. So I'm all for y'all, and that's all I got today, bro.
All right, Coach Vela, I got 2 questions for you. The first one is your thoughts on how the cornerbacks played, both corners played in the 2 scrimmages that we had.
I think the first one against Ray, I think we played really well. We were more aggressive coming up, making tackles and reading our keys. We had in the live quarter, I think, a guy got away from one of us, and we had maybe a pass interference, but that's going to happen. I think, like Kennedy said, against the Miller game, we came out a little flat, and then once all that chipping is starting to happen, it turned on another level for us. And then we started playing a whole lot better. We started running with them. Like Coach Elizondo said, we were in position for that long pass in the end zone. We were coming up and making tackles. The footwork, going back and watching film, watching their footwork and their technique, it was really well. So I'm really excited to see, what the season entails for these guys, and like I said, I'm just talking about the corners. The safeties are going to be great as well. It's going to be really exciting to see how these guys play.
Coach, like last year, I mean, Devin and Ricky Franks, I mean, you saw them last year against Miller. I mean, they got burned. We saw that. They give up a lot of height, obviously, and speed, and so they'll what last year. What was very interesting to me was that we give up a big play, and it's like, oh man, but then the next play we get an interception. So it's like like you said, a big play happens here, it happens there. More times than not, these guys, the way I see them out there, and they play pretty good. They hit, not scared to hit. They call. I mean, and one thing this defense, when Coach Robbins was here, was, man, we get some turnovers. That wasn't always the case for us. You know what I'm saying? We're stripping the ball. I mean, a couple of years ago in that Wimberley game in Beeville, we had a strip that I can't remember the guy's name, the corner that took it all the way back, just changed the whole momentum of the game and kept us in that game. Wimberley comes in and scores. We're down 2 scores. That was huge. And these are things that, in past years, we weren't seeing too much of. The turnovers that the defense is getting now, and these corners, they like I said, we're going to give up some plays that, Miller had some great, tall guys, and we gave up a couple of plays here, but more times than not, I think our corners are going to come up big for us. And then, with our safeties and our corners, and Ricky Franks having that experience from last year, and Devin having that experience, matched up with the safeties, Carson. I like Carson Flores' play. I think he's a smart kid on the football field. He understands the game, and that's what I look for. Not just the athleticism, but the mental part of the game. And I think this kid really understands what his role is back there. And then the other guys, the linebackers and the D. This defense is going to be very exciting to see this year what they're going to do. And we talked to Coach Robbins about how we're looking forward with the changes that have been made. What this defense is going to do this year for us. The next question I have for you, coaches, do you see any young cornerbacks from maybe our JV or freshman team that has impressed you, maybe from last year or these 2 scrimmages?
Yeah, I mean, we got some kids on the JV that are really they play really well. We have Aiden Smith, we have Isaiah Elizondo, Blake Garcia, Austin Bryant. Those guys are all on the JV, and they're all sophomores. So it's good that they're young. They're going to get a lot of experience playing on the JV. So when the time comes next year, they can come in and make an impact. On the freshman level, Dawson Phillips, he's got really good footwork. He plays he reads well. He's got that football mentality just like his brother Devin does. And so those guys will help out tremendously.
And that's going to be awesome. And Coach, I got to tell you, your boy, I love that kid, the way he runs, man. He got some speed. I think Javi's your boy, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw him on that He runs, he turns that corner, man, and he puts on them jet, man. He's got he goes like another. I love this kid's running. I didn't see him a lot last year, but I was asking him, who's this kid? I love the way he's running. And he told me he was your boy. He's got some good speed out there. I love the way he turns that corner, gets to that outside, and boom, he hits that sideline, man, and he's gone for about another 20, 25 yards. So it's going to be real exciting. We're going to have some video. We're going to be following the JV as well. But I just wanted to say, man, this kid looks like he can fly, man. That's going to be good for us in the next couple of years. So that's good to see. Coach Elizondo, I do have a couple of questions for you. Your thoughts on how the defense played in both scrimmages?
We played well. I mean, we had, I think, we had some adjustments that we needed to do. Like I said, we stayed base, because we wanted to see what our boys can do before we just start throwing the kitchen sink at them and seeing what we can do there. We need to be able to play fundamentally sound technique. That's what our defense is based upon. And Coach Robbins stresses that every day at practice, where you have to be able to align right and play your technique, because the offense is going to try to do whatever they can to see where you're unbalanced and to see where there's one less person. And if everybody balances the ball and everybody gets to the ball, you're going to be fine. And so I think we the Ray game, I think the boys were hyped. It was the first scrimmage. You know, they were tired of hitting each other for 2 weeks. It was, all right, let's go hit somebody else. And we came out and we hit them in the mouth. I think the Miller game was more of the boys knew that they were going to be better. And so mentally, you have to prepare, you know, high school athletes to be ready. And I think that's where we come in as coaches to get our boys ready for that game. And you know, we came out, we were fired up, you know, but when they start seeing us get fired up, it brings in a whole nother level to the players. And then they start playing with a little bit more confidence and saying, you know what, we can play and we can do some things. And so to me, that was huge. And I really enjoyed the second scrimmage to see how we're going to compete against teams that are that athletic. And that team's going to go 3-4 rounds. You know, that's just what they're going to do. And that was exciting. And I think the boys were up for it after a while. And I think we're prepared for this Friday night game.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I got one more question for you. Talk about this year's matchup between the Sitting Pirates and the Rockport-Fulton Pirates.
Oh man, that's a good one. You know, we got to play 4 games before we play that game. You know, but don't think our boys and us don't know that you know it's us and Sitting, you know, and we know that, you know, and it's exciting because I enjoy competing against good athletes, and they got them, and we've seen them on the baseball field, me and Coach Vela, so we know what kind of kids they are, and they know our kids, you know, so it's become, talking about the baseball side, it's become competitive where we're not going to back down from them in baseball. And I surely can tell you, we're not going to back down on them in football. And so they know that, and we know that as well. And it's just exciting. It's going to be exciting for the week. And it'll start, you know, once we get to that week. You know, we play week to week. We can't look that far ahead. We stay focused on what we do. We go week by week on what we have to do to prepare. And when we get to that week, y'all can have everyone on, and we'll talk about it for sure that week.
Hey, Coach, let me tell you, we've got, I think we've got some things going on Thursday. I think I was told we're going to be involved in something going on Thursday, maybe. I'm not sure. I know Monday and Tuesday we got schedules. We got something going on pretty much every day, you know, pumping it up. You know, we want to bring in definitely some coaches on that Wednesday's podcast. And I'll be the first one to tell you in this podcast, I got a lot of respect for Sinton, you know, and the program they have over there. We've been battling. We had some alumni that came on a while back. We graduated in 93. They played 92. Ricky and Rob Walker, I remember watching them. You know, they played with Daniel Vasquez and Dat Wynn, you know, back they were telling stories. And, you know, the team to beat back then was Sitting. That was Johnny's group right there. Johnny was a grade behind them, I think, or 2 grades behind them. And I remember that Sinton game here in Rockport, like Johnny said, it was standing room only all around our stadium. And we ended up tying them 7-7. So we've been battling Sinton since 92 or probably beyond. So we're still there. It's a program, you know, where they've got good athletes and we got good athletes now. And so, you know, it's going to be a battle, and it's going to be here in Rockport. And so we're going to pump it up, Coach, try to get all our fans out here. And it's going to be a game to watch. I mean, if you're in Rockport, believe me, on that Friday night, there's one place you want to be, and that's at Pirates Stadium, because it's going to be rocking. And we want to see it packed like that because, you know, it's going to be a good game. They got studs. We got studs. They got a good offense. We got good offense. They got some defensive guys back there. We got some defense. So, you know, it's going to be a battle. I don't think I'm going to have a voice after that game, man. So, and I'll be contacting you about some other things, Coach Elizondo, to see if there's some things we can do. Maybe Coach Seibert will allow us to do, but that's something we'll talk in a couple of weeks. But, man, thank you guys for coming. You know, we kept you guys for almost an hour now. I know you guys got to get ready. You got practice. Coach Vela, I will tell you that we do got a cap. Every coach that comes on gets a cap. So we got a Pirates Cove cap or a visor. Which one do you want?
I'll take a cap.
All right, you got a cap. And since Coach Elizondo's on, he's already got a cap, so I'm gonna have to give him another one. So, well, you know what? Yeah, you got the shirt too. But we got the new ones. Look at this one, Coach.
Oh, I like that one. I'll take that shirt.
Absolutely. I'll send you. Send me the text size. We just got an order. It just came in. So I definitely just when we get off, just text me the size, and I'll send it over with Angelo, and you'll have it for you. But I want to thank you guys for spending some time with us. As I said, we're gonna invite all the coaches throughout the season. So I don't know who our next coaches for football will be, but we'll come up with 2 more and send them an invite. So I appreciate you guys coming out and spending some time here on the Cove and talking some football. We're definitely looking forward to the Aransas Pass game on Friday and getting that first victory of the 2021 season. So before I give you guys the last word, I'll go around my crew and let's see what they've got to say. Johnny, I'll go to you first. Anything you want to add before we call it a night?
Guys, good luck. Good luck this week. Good luck for the rest of the season. And hopefully we'll see y'all bring them back on and then deep into the playoffs. We like bringing back people deep in the playoffs as we go. I'm very excited. Again, I requested special teams coach. Vela, this is what I requested. I think it's a big part of the game. Defense, especially. So, man, not only this week, I want to see it all week, all year. I want to see that turnover chain get passed around. Have fun with that. I want it to be like noticeable every game, every time, not just 1-2 times. It's great. It's great the kids get into that. It's just everybody looks up to that, and I think the crowd looks up to it. It brings the hype to the game. So I think it was a great idea to bring that up. So hopefully we'll see a lot of that this year. Good luck to y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Coach Steve?
Hey guys, no, I just want to say, hey, thank you again for coming on, and it's such a joy watching 2 coaches really enjoy the process and all that it takes to prepare for the Friday's game. So not a lot of folks, everybody that's watching, I mean, they all know your coaches and this and that or whatever, but they also sit back and say, hey, well, those guys get paid to do that. But you know what? It don't add up. If you add up the minutes versus how much time you guys spend, it just don't tally up. So again, I'd like to thank you guys both for all the great coaching that you guys do and preparing our boys for from week to week. So thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, same thing. Thank you guys for coming on. I just wanted to just call out on some of the things that we talked about. I mean, our corners are playing physical. They're athletic, and I know that they're not the tallest, but man, I really like seeing how physical those boys play. I look forward to seeing that defensive backfield do some damage this year. And I really I want y'all to know that we appreciate the work that y'all do with that team. And because we really believe that backfield is going to take us deep in the playoffs. So just keep working with them boys. Appreciate the work y'all are doing, and thank y'all for coming on, and good luck Friday.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And before I give Coach Vela and Coach Elizondo the final word, Coach, if you could kind of announce our roster. I don't know if you have it with you. Our freshmen, JV, and varsity, their numbers and their names. I just want to be able to get their names out there with their numbers. That way, community goes out there. They know.
Yeah, I have the freshman roster. I have all of them.
Yeah, could you?
I'll start with the freshman roster. They play actually tomorrow at 5:30 in Victoria against Victoria St. Joseph's. And they play tomorrow there. Aransas Pass didn't have a freshman or a JV. They just kind of combined a team. So our JV is going tomorrow to Aransas Pass, and they're playing at 5:30. But our freshman roster is number 1, Drew Nunez. Number 2, Miguel Singletary. Number 4, Sean Howell. Number 5, Dawson Phillips. Number 8, Jacob Hadley. Number 9, Nathaniel Garcia. Number 10, Matthew Mendez. Number 14, Michael Ramos. Number 16, Peyton Taylor. Number 17, Michael Stridle. Number 20, Aiden Torres. Number 21, Ethan Landeros. Number 22, Trent Flowers. Number 23, Joseph Savant. Number 25, Hugo Carrillo. Number 28, William Stevenson. That's Coach Stevenson's son. Number 35, Trevor Garcia. Number 52, Brylan Gerloff. Number 55, Roman Mays. Number 60, Daniel Castaneda. Number 64, Hayden Jeffers. Number 65, Kate Alston. Number 70, Zachary Shaw. Number 73, Zayden Sipes. Number 74, Logan Burley. Number 75, Aino Patel. Number 77, Sean Gover. And 88, Austin Broder. That is the freshman roster. Our JV roster is made up of mostly sophomores. And like I said, they'll be playing tomorrow against Aransas Pass JV at 5:30 in Aransas Pass. Number 2, Isaiah Elizondo. Number 3, Kaden Solis. Number 4, Blake Garcia. Number 5, Hunter Wallace. Number 7, Armani Garcia. Number 9, Caleb Kruger. Number 10, Brendan Arnold. Number 11, Aiden Smith. Number 13, Austin Bryant. Number 15, Case Patterson. Number 16, Ryder Whitstein. Number 18, Marcus Lopez. Number 20, Lucas Wilshire. Number 21, Aiden Moreno. Number 23, Javi Vela. Number 24, Jesus Sanchez. Number 25, Zachary Davis. 28, Justin Pace. 35, Giovanni Rotundi. Number 50, Colton Callhofer. Number 51, Jackson Garza. 52, Riley Crossland. 55, Joshua Miller. 60, Caden Ivy. 65, Jackson Davis. 66, Spencer Gonzalez Lequin. 68, Josiah Silva. 72, Adrian Estrada. Number 73, Caden Whitstein. 75, Daniel Crespin. 77, Zachary Gisler. And then for your varsity roster, 1 is A. Seibert. 2 is Kaden Kennedy. 3 is Jordan Gibson. 4 is Wyatt Bone. 5 is Devin Phillips. 6 is Aiden Rangel. 7 is Colin Delgado. 8 is Cole Rios. 9 is David Chitterath. 10 is Cristobal De Leon. 11 is Scott Salinas. 12 is Carson Flores. 13 is Luke Muirhead. 18 is Peyton McAllister. 20 is John Chupi. 23 is Nathan Blanford. 24 is Joe Moreno. 25 is Ricky Franks. 28 is Brandon Martin. 30 is Philip Krupa. 32 is Caleb Schmidt. 40 is Christian Kane Marine. 52 is Logan McClellan. 54 is Joey Cantu. 55 is Luis Aguilar. 56 is David Hoyt. 58 is Anthony Lara. 60 is Mateus Esparza. 62 is Noah Jones. 64 is Christopher Gover. 65 is Victor Pena. 70 is Brian Cunningham. 73 is Jared Solis. 74 is Riker Whitstein. 75 is Rodrigo Gonzalez. 77 is Elliot Amaya. 82 is Matthew Vasquez. And 88 is Ian McPherson. And those are your 3 game teams for the Pirates of 2021.
Coach, thank you for the roster. Just so that people will know when they go down there, they can write it down or something. It's on the podcast on the video where they can kill the number with the name. These guys are going to do big. I'm really excited about the season, Coach. I think, not just our varsity, but I like going down from the freshmen and the JV to see what's coming up next couple of years. We're going to be bringing in Coach Hassel from the junior high here in a couple of weeks to bring him in to talk about, our football players down there on the junior high level, middle school, and also be talking to Coach Reyes as far as the volleyball. So the GT Sports will be up there tomorrow in Aransas Pass to live stream that game. And of course, we'll be back over on Friday live streaming the game on Friday with the Aransas. So thank you, Coach, for taking some time and calling out the roster for our 2021 football freshman, JV, and varsity players. So now I'll give you guys the last word. Coach Vela, I'll go to you first. I just want to give you, once again, thank you for coming out and spending some time. I know you guys have a lot going on and you're tired, but I do appreciate the time that you guys spent here to be able to talk a little bit of football. So I'll give you the last word. Anything you want to add or say before we call it a night?
No, I just appreciate you guys having me. Appreciate what you guys do. It's been a while since somebody's done something like this. So, to get that exposure for the kids and just to be talking about our programs in general, all the athletic programs, it's great. Y'all do a great job.
Thank you, Coach. And you ain't seen nothing yet. We're going to be like a little ESPN in Rockport, man. You wait till our shirts come out, man. It's going to be awesome. Coach Elizondo, anything you want to add before we call it a night?
No, I just want to add that tomorrow at the game, I'll give you the 3 rosters so you can have them.
Oh, thank you.
And then now you can make copies and give them to your guys and all that. I just want to say thank you guys. I've been on, this is my 3rd time, and it's exciting every time. I think when you do this for your community, you love Rockport-Fulton Pirates, and I just love being part of it. I didn't grow up in Rockport, but I knew you guys had the Walker boys on here, and I played basketball with Dad in the summer, and I we're not that far away that I used to go hang out with people in Rockport. So, when I had an opportunity to come to Rockport, it was a blessing. And me and Coach Cyber were talking about it last Friday night that our school surroundings is top notch. You leave our high school, you leave our football field, and you can see the beach, and that is awesome. And just the vibe of just having everything so close to the school, and just being able to be part of the community is awesome. And I appreciate you guys letting us just be a part of it. Because you guys are the Pirates. You bring the energy. People to bring. We're like Coach Cantu said. We're out there coaching all week, and Friday nights come and we don't talk to people until after the game that are there, and it's so awesome just to have an opportunity to talk about the Pirates and our boys and just how awesome it is to be a Pirate, and we just appreciate everything you guys do for us.
Oh, you're welcome, Coach. And we had Kaylee Howe and Elena Garcia and Peyton Martinez for volleyball. When we talked about playing the volleyball, the 4 of us had no clue what volleyball is all about. I had to look up match versus set because I didn't know. I was like, man, write something, you can get it all wrong. People are going to tell
Get
you
the
wrong. So I had to Google all these things because I didn't want to ask somebody, well, if you don't know volleyball, you shouldn't be even writing about it, should you? So I didn't ask nobody. I said, what, I'm going to do it myself. But, Johnny and I were at the game on Tuesday last night. And I'm going to tell you, it was a lot of fun. We've had Coach Jeffries on, and Steve did a lot of, resource on him. It was great talking to him, and the knowledge that he has of volleyball. Coach Robbins will be out here. We're going to bring Coach Robbins and Coach Clark on here in about 2 weeks to talk about our JV. So we're just going to talk about everybody that we can, and we don't leave any players out. We get a roster and we make sure we invite everybody. Now, if they don't want to come on, that's fine, but we leave nobody out. It's important for them to come on and be able to talk about how they got started on the sport. And it's good for our community to see and get behind. We stream the games, Coach, and that's good, but we don't really want them watching it at home. We want them to come out to the stand, to the gym, to the baseball field, support our athletes, get behind them. These kids see that place packed, man, and they're going to play a lot harder for us. And the last thing I'll add is we got some athletes here. We got some girls that can play sports. We got some boys, and we need to bring that out, And hey, if the news outlets aren't going to come to us, then we're going to get it together from here, and we're going to let the community know and the surrounding areas just how good Rockport-Fulton Pirates really are. And I'll say we got some great coaches too. Since Coach Seibert has been here with you assistants, we've not only excelled in football, been to playoffs every year, but our volleyball. Johnny, found out that our volleyball was ranked 5th 2 weeks ago. Our softball girls are ranked number 1. Our volleyball girls are ranked number 9 now, but we're ranked in the top 10 in the state of Texas. So we know that there's coaches out there that know about Rockport-Fulton now. They know who we are, and we're coming. And the last thing I'll add before I let y'all go is we want to get out of the 3rd round. We talked to Coach Seibert about that and said, Coach Seibert, are we going to get out of the 3rd round? He said, man, let me tell you something. I'm definitely trying to. We've been right there knocking on the door. So hopefully this is the year that we'll get out of the 3rd round into the region, out of the region. I think we got the team. We definitely got the coaches. And so I'm looking for really good things from Rockport and hopefully, injury free, because that plays a big part, when some of our players are injured. So coaches, Vela and Elizondo, thank you for spending some time coming down to Pirates Cove. I really appreciate your time. To my crew, just stay on. I've got something else I want to talk to you guys about before we call it a night. So coaches, thank you very much. Have a great night. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, coaches.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys, so another great podcast. Really enjoyed talking football. I always enjoy talking football, but I enjoy talking with Coach Elizondo and Coach Vela. Great guys to talk football with. Before we call it a night, I got some news today that I thought about if I wanted to share on here, and I had a connection with this guy here in Rockport, so I kind of wanted to talk a little bit. I don't think Tony or Steve know. Johnny, you might know him. Corey Cepeda. Corey passed away early this morning. I know sometime this morning. I saw a friend of mine, Lynn Olivares, posted it on his Facebook page, and then shortly after, everybody started putting it on, and I just kind of wanted to send my condolences to Corey's family. I know his sisters and his brother, and I just kind of wanted to share a little story about Corey. I was a freshman in high school. I think Corey was maybe 2-3 years older than me. He might have been a junior or senior. I'm not sure. He was older than me. I'm walking down the hallway one day, and I look down. Right, I'm a fish. I look down. I see something red. Some red shoes. And I look down, and it's got the Budweiser logo all over the Converse. And I remember thinking to myself, this guy brought the Budweiser logo shoes to school. I mean, that's crazy, right? And I thought it was funny. I don't know if he ever even got sent home. As I got to know him, I thought, you know what? This is the only guy that would ever do this, that would have ever been able to do this, to bring Budweiser shoes to school in the morning and walk the halls and go to class knowing that somebody's going to call him out and he's going to end up in the principal's office. He was a guy that would make you laugh, very friendly, very helpful. He was either going to say something or do something to make you laugh. A great guy. I remember seeing in Rockport when Harvey hit, I remember seeing him helping out anybody he could, taking his time, volunteering his time to help out as many people as he could to get back up. It was a business or clean out their house, whatever he could do, he did. And I want to say that he made some changes. I didn't know him. I didn't hang out with him all the time. I just knew him when I'd say hi, see him, I'd definitely say hi to him. But he has such an impact on people. The changes that he made in his life, he wanted to give back and help, and he did. And every time I got on Facebook, because he was my friend on Facebook, he was taking a picture with somebody. It was never the same person. He always had visiting somebody, taking a picture with somebody, an old friend, somebody he helped or whatever. He was just living life, and he lived life the way life should be lived. He did everything. He was happy. I saw him. I did a DJ gig for his family reunion. He was there, and I told the story about the shoes, and he came up to me and we talked a little bit, and he said, "Hey, I still got those shoes, Gabriel, you're talking about." And he actually sent me a picture the next day about those shoes. I still have them. And just a great guy. And every time I saw him, he just appeared happy. He looked happy in the Facebook pictures. And when I saw him and talked to him, he just looked happy. And it was a very sad time. He was fighting COVID for a while. And today he went to go be with our Lord. And so definitely send out my condolences to Corey's family. And I'm going to miss this guy. Like I said, he was a funny guy. He could make you laugh. He was going to do something or say something to make you laugh. The one thing I'll remember about him too was you could put him with any group. In school, he could talk to any group. He could get along with anybody and just have a conversation with anybody. Wasn't a jock, but if you put him out there in the locker room with jocks, I guarantee he'd be making those football players, basketball players laugh. The headbangers, it didn't matter. He could get along and talk to anybody. And he's going to be missed, and not only in Rockport, but in the surrounding areas. This guy has such an impact. And to his family, I'll say this: we know what kind of man Corey was here, because just the outpouring in one day. I mean, Facebook today was flooded with different people just putting up posts, putting up pictures of this guy and the impact that he had on their lives. The comments that were coming from each post, people just commenting how much they were going to miss him, family posting. And even though it's a sad time because he passed away, man, just seeing the outpour of people sharing their stories and their memories of Corey, it was great. And he's definitely going to be missed. I know I'm going to miss him. And I just wanted to kind of take a little bit of time after this podcast to say, I'll see you one day, my friend, on the other side when it's my time. Till then, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I know Tony and Steve, we didn't know him. Johnny, did you know him?
You know what? I kind of feel I did. I just can't put it together. But it's like everybody he knows, everybody pictures, and I've seen, like you said, there was many pictures out there was taken with him. It seems like I had to know him, but it probably was so long ago that I've seen him that I just forgot who he looked like. But yeah, he knows a lot of people, family with a lot of people that I know. So I had to know him somewhere down the line.
Oh God, man, he was a great guy. I mean, I knew that guy. He was a great guy, man. He's going to be differently missed, but he has such an impact on so many people's lives. And you know that by the comments and the posts and the pictures that people are probably still putting up today. So I just kind of want to take a little bit of time on this podcast to give out my condolences, and definitely going to miss him. He was definitely one of a kind, a force to be reckoned with here in the community of Rockport. So guys, I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be at the Aransas Pass game. GT Sports will be there. We'll be streaming the game. The freshmen are going to be playing another, I think, in Victoria, so I can't make it there. So tune in tomorrow if you want to see the JV. GT Sports will be there live, bringing it to you. And then on Friday here in Rockport, GT Sports will once again be live to bring you the varsity game between the Rockport-Fulton Pirates and the Aransas Pass Panthers. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your time. Have a great night. And I will see y'all tomorrow or Friday in Rockport.